Okay. Okay, folks, welcome into the 2017 East Coast NARCh Finals. Jeremy is bringing you play-by-play action. We are on the arena rink here at the Hershey Center in Mississauga, Ontario. First time in a few years we've been back to this facility, the home of where all of the NARCh live streams started just a few short years ago, and we are back. This is NARCh Pro action between the Labeda Snipers and the Konixx Revision E.L.E. Now, Konixx and Revision both competing wheel manufacturers, but coming together here with a factory team, the E.L.E. standing for Everyone Loves Everyone. And our face-off is dropped, and we are underway. Shane Fox giving chase over on the far side boards, battling against two Konixx players. And Fox, newly minted world champion on Team USA, comes away with the loose puck and slams on the brakes, back down in his own end. Settles in behind his teammate, Sniper's goaltender. Let's see who gets the nod today. Looks like it's Troy Redmond in between the pipes. Susko, JP Susko, the backup. Long pass up ahead. Here come the Snipers' first good chance, and there's a shot that goes wide, but he was tugged from the backside, was Thompson, as he cruised into the slot. So our first penalty of the game is coming up, and it will go against Konixx Revision E.L.E. So Snipers to the power play, just 35 seconds into this hockey game. 14:25 left here in our first half. We play two 15-minute stop time halves. And so into the box for Konixx goes Parker Moscow. Parker seeing some of his first action here in the Hershey Center. Native of Southern California, was very anxious to get out here out on the floor, and just like that will be sitting for a minute and a half perhaps as the power play for the Sniper sets up. Fox up top running the show. He's got White down low. White back up to Fox. See the personnel. They've got Combs over in front of the net. They feed it over to him. Did not have the look that he wanted. Instead, he kicked it back up top. They continue to try to work it around the outside, and Konixx gets a piece of it and fires it down the rink. So the Snipers out there with Combs, Fox, White. And there's a shot to score. Matt White gets on the board first for the Snipers. Trying to get a number here on number 20 for the Snipers. Not listed here on my sheet, so we'll check that and see who that is. I know who it is. I believe it's Brandon Hawkins, who's listed as number 10, wearing number 20 in this hockey game. Hawkins found White, and White puts the Snipers on the board. Definitely not what you want to do against this Labeda Snipers team, one of the perennial favorites here in the NARCh Pro Division. So White gets the Snipers on the board first. A power play goal as Moscow was in the box. Here comes Darinka. Darinka tries to let one go. Goes off the skate of Kavaya. Kavaya shakes that one off. Pass is intercepted, and here come the Snipers back the other way. This is Charlie Combs. Combs' shot is off the glove of the goaltender, and it goes into the corner. It's like McCullum in between the pipes for Konixx. Here's Darinka. Darinka trying to squirt free. Gets a shot off, and it's gloved and hold on to by the goaltender, Troy Redmond, for the Snipers. So good chances by both teams, but the power play goal by the Snipers have them on top here. 13-16 left to go here in period one. Kyle Kramer out onto the floor for the first time for the Snipers. Loses the draw on his own end as Konixx fires it all the way back down the rink. Handled there by the goaltender, and he sweeps it aside. Picking it back up is Chris Kendall. Kendall a short truck away from Buffalo here in the Toronto area. It's a pass up ahead. There's a shot and a goal there. I believe that was Kozlowski ripped one past the glove of Redmond. And Kyle Kozlowski puts his team on the board here, and it is a 1-1 hockey game. So Kozlowski and Kendall, back in the day in 2009 when we were here, played for the Buffalo Wings program. So those two very familiar with one another. And Kozlowski used a screen out in front of the net to send one over the shoulder of Redmond. So a 1-1 hockey game here, and the Snipers with the puck in their own end. Sucher left it off there for White. White sweeping up the left side of the rink. Working back into the center, going one-on-one. Thought about a shot, takes it. It's steered aside by McCullum. Puck squirts into the corner, and that's where Moscow will pick it back up now for Konixx. Moscow racing up the floor, trying to make a move. Goes right around Thompson, but lost the handle and couldn't get the shot off. It's not often that you see Greg Thompson get walked around, and Moscow did it there. Here comes Combs, and Combs drives right in and scores. He was fighting off a hook. There is a delayed penalty, and Combs puts it right between the wickets of the goaltender McCullum, and the Snipers back on top here, 2-1. So some fireworks here early in this hockey game. The Snipers and Konixx. 2-1 our score. As Labeda Snipers led 1-0. Found themselves knotted at 1, and then the goal just now by Combs puts them back on top by a count of 2-1. Here comes Hawkins now with the puck. Hawkins weaving, trying to squirt free. Hawkins gets a step on his defender. Getting a little of the business there from one of the Konixx defenders, and instead throws it back in to his own end, and that's where Kavaya will wait for some help. Sweeping and picking up the puck now, Charlie Combs. New member here of this Labeda Sniper squad. Charlie had it, lost it in front of his own players' bench, and it's taken back by Konixx the other direction. Twisting back into his own end is Andy Cripps. Cripps wearing number 11, the left-hander. Professional player over in Europe. Had a chance to talk to him before the game. Doing the commuting version of professional roller hockey. Living in Boston, working full-time during the week and going over on the weekends to play pro over in Europe. Darinka's shot steered behind the net. Tried to sweep it back out in front. It's paddled aside there by Redmond. Fox trying to squirt free. Darinka gives chase. He's not going to catch him. Fox across the red line, working up the right side, slamming on the brakes, top of the circle, shot. That one rifles high off the glass. They battle for it on the near side boards. Hawkins had the stick up high and got it on the face of Tristan Gonzalez, and Hawkins will go off for a high stick here at 10:43 of period number 1. So the first power play opportunity now for Konixx. Let's see what they do here personnel-wise. They've got Kendall and Kozlowski out there, along with Cripps. And it looks like Cal Aldrich running the top. Sweep it back down low to Kendall. Thompson tried to feed it in front. Kavaya got a piece of it. They battle for it there. Matt White out there running the top of the penalty kill. Near side shot. Tommy Bruce tried to get a stick on it. Trying to sweep it back down low to Kendall. Here comes White back the other direction. White working one-on-one now. White trying to step through it. Goes into the skates. White goes hard into the goal cage and dislodges it behind McCullum, and the official Mike Sarter signals for the faceoff to come outside the zone. So 51 seconds left in the minor penalty to Hawkins. Personnel changes as White goes off. Kramer out on the floor to take the draw for the remaining 45 seconds left here in this penalty. Kendall sweeps it down low, back up top to Aldrich. Aldrich waiting. Kendall in the near side circle. They're running a box here look here on this power play. 9:42 left to go in the first period. There's a shot by Kozlowski. This time Redmond up to the task. 23 seconds left in the power play. Aldrich chased down the loose puck. Over to Kozlowski. Takes a shot, goes into Tommy Bruce. Or actually, that was Kavaya going down for it. And feed it across over now to Aldrich. Aldrich back up top to Kozlowski. Couldn't handle it. Kramer quickly up on him, giving chase. Now back low to Aldrich. Thompson gets a skate on it. Hawkins out of the box. Here comes Kramer the other way. Feeds it over to Hawkins. Hawkins one-timer shot goes off the side of the net. McCullough may have gotten a piece of that one. Kendall with the puck, had it, lost it, regains possession, trying to work. He's bothered there by Suture and forced to twist it back into his own end. We played just over 5 minutes here in period number 1. 2-1 our score. Snipers on top of Konixx. Konixx 0-1 so far in pool play. The Snipers 1-0. There's a shot. Redmond gets a piece of that one off the stick of Moskal. And it fires all the way down and chasing it back into the Konixx end. So E.L.E. trying to get a break. Here comes Moskal back the other way. Moskal working one-on-one. We've seen what he could do earlier. Angle is taken away from him, so he fires it back down into his own end. Matt White with a good forecheck here for the Snipers. Trying to force a turnover out there with Combs. Combs chases behind the offensive net. Picks up the loose puck right out in front, and there's a shot that just may have caught a slide of the post off the stick of White. There's a feed out in front. White scores. Great play there by Combs, and those two have chemistry, and they work together very nicely. And Combs picks up the loose puck, feeds White out front, and he will not make a mistake from that close to the net, and it is now a 3-1 hockey game. Snipers on top of Konixx. Well, that starts with the forecheck of Combs. Combs forces a turnover, and it leads to another Snipers goal. They extend the lead here to 2. It's 3-1. Snipers on top. 7:45 left to go here in period number 1. Moskal with the puck, trying to get a step. He's anxious to get makes a move on Fox. Sweeps it out in front. Fox gave him a whack. Moskal runs into one of the Snipers players, and there is a delayed penalty coming up here. It's going to go against the Snipers. They're going to call one of the Snipers players, I believe, for a rough. I think Moskal got the hands to the face. Tommy Bruce of the Snipers arguing his case out there. And as he does so, the extra attacker out on the floor for Konixx. They work it around the perimeter. Tried to feed it down low. They swing it back up top now. Kozlowski shifting around the personnel just a bit. Looking for some help. Fed it on the near side of Moskal. Moskal has it. Very patiently waiting, but keeping it in the offensive end. There's a pass that scoots over the stick of Gonzalez. Gonzalez has it. They got to get it before it hits the red line. They do. Across the red line, when the goaltender is out, it is an automatic whistle, so they prevent that from happening. Here's Moskal at the top of the circle. Thought about a shot. Now feeds it down low to Gonzalez. Gonzalez twists one towards Redmond, and Redmond had to be sharp there. And the whistle sounds. And in doing so, it looks like it was a high sticking penalty called. And that's Hawkins once again going to the bench, or going to the penalty box. That's his second penalty of the game, both for high sticks. So they'll get the time up on the clock. 6:16 left to go here in the first period. Snipers on top 3-1, but forced to kill off a penalty. Great win there by Matt White. White wanted the puck, tries to tip it ahead. Here comes White in all alone. White walking in. White shot scores! Matt White making it look easy. Right over the shoulder of McCullum, high to the glove side. And a shorthanded goal there for the Snipers. They're doing it in all aspects of the game here. Man advantage, shorthanded, and even strength. They got a goal in all three sequences. 6:04 left to go here in period number 1. A 4-1 Snipers lead. Kendall goes behind. They try to feed it up front. Aldridge's shot goes wide of the net. Cripps watches it, goes past him to Kozlowski. There's a one-timer by Aldridge. They bat away as the puck's up in the air. Here comes White with it. White twisting with Kavaya, using some space as he wisely takes some time here off the penalty. Now White gets a step. Here comes White the other way. Oh, he lost the handle on it, and it goes off his skate all the way back down into the Konixx end. White gives a giggle to that one as he heads off to the bench. Kramer back out onto the floor now for the Snipers. Here comes Aldrich. Aldrich sweeping in, fed to Kozlowski. His shot is blocked by Kramer. Loose puck tracked down by Kendall. Fed over to Cripps. Cripps into the circle, feeds it down low to Kendall. Kendall couldn't get the redirect. Now Cripps takes a shot. It goes off the stick of Kavaya. Aldrich, shot blocked. They're not getting anything towards the net. Good job defensively here by the Snipers. There's a pass up the boards, and Kramer tried to sweep it out. It's kept back in. Snipers back to full strength now as Hawkins off the penalty bench and back out onto the floor. Thompson slams on the brakes behind his net. Leaves it there for Hawkins. Hawkins with speed. Konixx making changes. Darinka up off the bench on the floor. There's that big shot of Hawkins. Rebound is swept right out in front, and it goes wide of the net. Gonzalez back the other direction now for Konixx. 4:19 left to go here. Snipers on top of the hockey game, 4-1. Darinka with it out in the neutral zone. Moscow up off the bench onto the floor and with the puck in his own end. Circling, waiting. Moscow has shown flashes of his one-on-one ability here, but he's yet to get on the board. He goes down into a heap once again as he gets banged into. Moscow with the puck, tried to feed it in front. It bats up into the air. Now Darinka had it, lost it. Hawkins back away with it. They got a 3-on-2 if they hurry. Kramer stays behind, so now it's a 2-on-3. Fox walks in. That one's gloved there by McCullum. Fox chases it down into the corner. He gets bothered by one of the Konixx players. Bodies come together there on the far side boards as Hawkins gives Gonzalez a rub. Darinka comes up with the loose puck and sends it back behind his own net. 3:25 left to go here. Period 1. Snipers on top. 4-1. Konixx needing to get something going here offensively. But it has been a tough task with the forecheck here of the Snipers extending the full length of the rink. Comes Moscow, left it behind his own net to Gonzalez. Gonzalez still waiting for an opening. And finally now, Konixx comes back the other direction. The two Combs boys slam into each other in the slot. And Charlie goes down as Jack runs into him. Puck squirts free now to Fox. Fox quickly up on it. Sauces one over to his defensive partner, Tommy Bruce. Bruce got a new bowl of salad out there with some long hair under the bucket. Long pass up ahead. Combs sends it back into his own end, and Bruce will track it down. 2:20 left to go here in the first period. Bruce leaves it off now for White. White is watched by Cripps. Long pass up ahead. Moscow got a piece of it. Long outlet pass to Jack Combs. Comes over. Tried to get it to Thompson. Thompson lost the handle. Here comes Cripps the other direction. Cripps feeds it. Moscow. He had a good stick check applied to him by White. Moscow comes up with the loose puck. There's a shot, and it goes off the glove of Redmond. Parker is getting his chances here. Now Bruce back the other direction. Tommy Bruce walking in, trying to go 5-hole. A nice save there. They sweep it into the corner, but it goes right onto the stick of Bruce. And White tracks down the loose puck back to Thompson. Closing in on a minute to play. 1:20 left to go here in the first period. Long outlet pass. White tried to thread the needle. And it's intercepted there by Kozlowski. Kozlowski steps into a shot, and that one rung off the post. He had Redmond beat. 1 minute left to go here in the first half. Kendall with the puck. Weaving, waiting, shooting, deflecting off the glass. White wants to run. Here he comes. The lefty working on the left-hand side. Onto the forehand to the backhand. Tried to get through. Got tugged off the puck as he got ready to shoot. Circles through the slot now. Feeds it down low to Fox. Fox thought about a shot. Instead, he regroups. 35 seconds left to go as the Snipers take it back into their own end. PJ Cavallo with it. Kozlowski watches him from the far side. Long pass up ahead to Kramer. Kramer trying to get a step. Kramer walking in. Good poke check there. Kramer just grabs the stick of the Konixx player and throws it to the side, and the official, Mike Sarter, is going to give him a penalty for it, and Kramer is discussing it and clearly disagreeing with the call. So they'll chat it out just a bit. So with 17.9 seconds left, Revision Konixx team will go on the man advantage here. Combs, Cavallo, and Bruce out there, the penalty kill unit. Two players creeping in from the backside were Cripps and Bruce, and they were right on top of the official as he dropped the puck. So the puck is set down. It's won there by Combs. 15 seconds left to go. Bruce sweeps it over. Here comes Cavallo. Cavallo threads one down the boards. It comes over to Combs now with 5 seconds. 4-3. They battle for it. Sent out into space. Here's a shot opportunity, and Cavallo sweeps it. And the Snipers will hold on as they are in control in this hockey game. Our score after 15 minutes of play, the Labeda Snipers 4, Konixx Revolution E.L.E. 1. Here from the Hershey Center at the 2017 East Coast NARCh Finals. All right, Jeremy Ellis back with you here from the Hershey Center. Second half action underway between the Snipers and Konixx. And Konixx quickly out onto the floor with the man advantage. Aldridge trying to feed it across to Cripps. Back up top to Kozlowski. Receives the pass right back. He's got Kendall down low. Sends one in. Chris tried to track down the loose puck. Squirts into the corner. White chasing after it. They tip it, and now it's taken here by Cripps. Cripps feeding in front to Kendall. Kendall trying to work in tight. And Redmond there up to the task. White handling the puck. He had two players on him. Now he banks it back behind his own net. Sweeping it over there is Bruce. Bruce to Cavallo. Cavallo goes up the boards. Tried to get White. Kozlowski intercepts. Kozlowski steps into the circle. Fakes a shot. Shoots. Redmond save. Rebound shot. Scores. Andy Cripps on the back door. A power play goal with 19 seconds remaining in the man advantage. And at 14:06 of the second, it is now a 2-goal game. Labeda 4, Konixx Revolution E.L.E. 2. So penalties to the Snipers have been costly here in this hockey game. That time it was a Kyle Kramer holding call. Moscow left it off. It's picked up. Trying to squirt free was Darinka. Rinka couldn't get out of there. Konixx still backtracking their own end. Again, that forecheck. Finally, Drinko will bring it up across the red line. Drinko looking to cut into this lead now. Down low to Moscow. Moscow tried to bank it, I think. Would have been a tough pass to get it out there to Aldrich. Moscow's shot blocked. Taken the other way by Sucher. Up ahead to Hawkins. Hawkins weaving through the neutral zone. Doesn't like what he sees, so he retreats back into his own end and hands the puck off to Shane Fox and lets him quarterback from behind his own goal cage. .12:50 left to go as the Snipers continue to rag off some time here. That 4-1 lead was cut down to 4-2. Hawkins working in, chips the puck over, steps into a shot that came off his stick awkwardly. Aldrich banked it up the boards, gets a return pass from Moscow. Moscow wanted it back, couldn't get it. Now they send it over to Parker. Parker has it in some space. Here he comes, the lefty, working up the side, tries to go wide on Sucher. Left it off there for Darinka. His shot is blocked. Jack Combs comes back the other way, fighting off a forecheck. Tristan Gonzalez forces the turnover. Back down low now to Aldrich. Long pass up ahead to Moscow. Here he comes into the top of the circle. Takes a shot, and that one is gloved by the goaltender Redmond. He holds on. 12:06 left to go here in the second half. 4-2. The Labeda Snipers on top of the Konixx Revision E.L.E. Face-off control now by the Snipers. They sweep it up the boards. Here comes Thompson with it. Thompson looking 2-on-2 with Combs. Thompson had a step. Good sweeping stick check there by Cripps. And Thompson forced back into his own end. Feeds it across now to Kavaya. So Kavaya, Thompson, Jack Combs. And here comes Matt White. White steps into a shot, and that one just missed on the glove. Feed it right out in front to Combs, and Cripps recovered to get it away from Jack out in front of the net. Combs just too much to handle there for Gonzalez. White feeds it over to Bruce. His shot is wired wide of the net. Nice give and go there to White. White thought about a shot. Cripps playing good defense here on Matt White. And the Snipers forced to take it back into their own end as White heads to the bench. And so does Cripps. Long pass up ahead to Combs. Combs waiting for help. Leaves it off for Hawkins. Hawkins tried to make a move there on Aldrich. Had it, lost it. Here comes Aldrich. Long pass up the far side to Kendall. Kendall into the slot. Trying to feed it through. Kozlowski couldn't redirect it. Redmond got a piece of it. They whack away at it in front of the net. Finally, Combs back on it. Behind the net to Hawkins, gets a return pass. 10:35 left to go here in the second half. Here comes Hawkins. Hawkins only mark on the stat sheet those 2 penalties. Tries to split the defenders. Goes right in, and it goes off the glove of McCullum. McCullum scrambles over to pick up his mitt. Here comes Aldrich. Aldrich, a nice sliding pass that sauced over the defender's stick. Suture back the other direction now for the Snipers. Lost it. Aldrich up on the puck at the red line in front of the players' benches. Gonzalez almost couldn't handle that pass. We've played 5 minutes exactly. 10 minutes remaining here. 4-2 our score. Konixx on top. Or Konixx trailing, however. 4-2. Few penalties being called on each team in this game. It's the officials letting him play, but tightening up on the stick work. There's a shot, goes in off the shoulder of Redmond, and he hangs on for the whistle. So 9:30 left to go. Jeremy Ellis now joined up in the booth by Alex Morrison.
Hey, Jeremy, how you doing?
Good. We've got a barn burner on our hands here as Konixx is trying to step up the pressure here. They knotted this game up at 1-1, and then a big surge by the Labeda Snipers put them on top 4-1. A power play goal most recently by Konixx has made it 4-2. But Labeda, the Snipers, trying to extend their points total here in the pro bracket and looking sharp here in their second game of the tournament.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to make it up here for the second half of this one, but I was able to watch earlier today, and the Snipers look pretty dominant over on Rink 3. The Konixx team looks good. They did struggle in their game earlier today, but they have some potential. They need to step it up here in this last 9 minutes, though.
Here's Kramer. Kramer fed it in front, and the younger Combs couldn't get the handle on it. You're seeing two teams with longtime pro players, but this personnel grouping for the Konixx team is quite new, so some chemistry issues may be coming into play. However, Alex, you're seeing a couple new faces out here for the Snipers as well, so they are a long-held roster, but adding a couple more pieces to the puzzle here in this 2017 NARCh Finals.
Yeah, player coach Greg Thompson has been piecing this together, and he did a good job here. They have some veteran leadership out there and some young wheels. Shane Fox is really out here flying around, showing why he belongs in this pro division.
There's a nice pass right in on Combs, and McCollum had to go to the splits to make that save. So Fox, a nice addition a few years ago. White was the big addition last year, winning what everyone thought was basically the MVP of the pro division as the Snipers dethroned the Mission Black Ice. Combs feeding it in front. White got a pretty good stick on it, but he sent it high in the goaltender, and McCullum able to hang on for a whistle. 7:42 left to go here. Clock is rolling. I think they'll get that stopped here momentarily.
There it is. It is stopped. Yeah, they were talking about Matt White possibly not making the first game this afternoon, but he was out there and was sharp as ever, really dominating that game earlier today. That seems to be one difference here with these teams. The Snipers, first time on the floor, off they go, and they're ready to go. This Konixx team, and you mentioned it, Jeremy, that maybe it's partly because they haven't played together too much, but they're starting to play good defense now, piece together, and keep the odd man rushes to a minimum.
I think part of that is the Snipers content with this 2-goal lead. They know how important goals against can be in a tournament like this. They're content with their 4 that they've netted up on the board, it seems. And it's more about containing the 2 goals scored against him at this point as Kavaya continues to waste some clock behind his own net. Finally hands it off to White. White up across the red line very slowly over to Combs. White tries to shield a little screen there. Combs goes through. There's going to be a delayed penalty, and Combs just fights off Darinka. And if there's one man that can be comparable as far as size at Jack Combs, it's Alex Darinka, and Combs just really manhandles him. There was a delayed penalty as Darinka had the stick between the legs of Combs, and Combs gets a return pass from White, and the man-child just puts it past the goaltender McCullum. It's now 5-2.
Yeah, that was a pretty incredible play there. You had Combs in front, Darinka all over him, stick between his legs. The referee puts his arm up, and with one hand, he fights off the stick between his legs, reaches out, collects the pass with the other hand, puts both hands on the stick, and is able to put it home. And wow, that was an incredible. I mean, obviously Matt White with a nice pass from the corner, but what a play by Jack Combs there.
Jack Combs, very, very solid player. Tough to knock off the puck. Tough to keep out from in front of the net. And there, he was just not to be denied, just wheeling and using his strength to get towards the net. Nice job by the official making that delayed call there. That was Mike Sarter. He's had his arm up numerous times here in his hockey game, mostly for stick work. The officials will let the body go, but they will keep a tight rein on the stick work. There's Darinka with a chance right out in front, and Redmond goes to the butterfly to make the leg save there. 5:48 left to go here in the second half.
And touching on that official's mindset, and I actually agree with it 100%. Keeping the stick work out of the game is something that's going to keep the players safe. Less pads here in roller hockey than in ice hockey. You really don't need sticks up above the waist. And a little bit of body, a little physical contact's okay, especially when you're going at the rate of speed that these guys are going out here on the floor.
And most of them are accustomed to it, having played high-level ice hockey either in the off-season of roller or at some time in the past. Here's Fox with it. Fox has got a man. It's a 2-on-0 the other way. Kramer, Fox, Kramer, shot scores! And that is a goaltender's worst nightmare. Kyle Kramer and Shane Fox up ahead of the pack. It's not often you see a 2-on-0 in roller hockey, and those two work it to perfection. It is now 6-2. Snipers on top.
Yeah, I think I just jinxed these guys a minute ago talking about keeping the odd man rushes to a minimum. Well, it's about as odd as you can get when you have a 2-on-0, possibly a 3-on-0 really with a trailer. There was not too much McCollum could do there. And now Revision has to look at, or excuse me, Konixx has to look at keeping their goals against down. They already have 6 in this game, 5 in their last game, at 11 goals against, possibly 0-2 going into tomorrow. Oh, boy. This is not looking good for them.
And there's another shot by Kramer. McCollum scrambling over his crease. That one just trickles wide of the net. And, pardon me, Alex, I didn't have a chance to really do the homework. I don't know the draw the rest of the way for this Konixx team, but 11 goals against in 2 games with 0 points to show for it is going to be a tough hill to climb here for Konixx if they want to try to get into the playoffs here in the NARCh Pro Division.
Yeah, it is. I mean, they did have a tough draw today, that game earlier against that RPD team, who's, a perennial favorite. Tomorrow they do play the Roadrunners, some young, fast talent. But really, if you look at this Pro Division, I don't know that any game is a game off per se, because we do have pretty deep rosters. But tomorrow they do play the East Coast when they take on both the New York Roadrunners and the New Jersey Grizzlies.
And just like that, Combs gets a return pass and sweeps it right up in between the legs of McCollum, and it is now 7-2. And the wheel's starting to fall off just a bit here for this team. And McCollum, just a couple short years ago, was in this NARCh Pro Final with his Revision team when we were down in Florida against Black Ice, and one of the better NARCh Pro Championship games that I remember in the past few years. And that was the first time that the Black Ice won the NARCh Pro Division. They've gone on to create a mini dynasty of their own.
I think what you see happening here is this Konixx team has now gone into this strange zone on defense and not sticking to one man. Snipers are taking advantage of it by staying wide and then finding that little opening. And that's what's helping them pour it on here. So I think Tyler Svoboda is going to have some homework tonight and their game plan going into tomorrow. And really at this point, I think goals against are just going to have to be off the table, and they're just going to have to go for it and sweep both of their games tomorrow.
Yeah, they're definitely going to need to get something in the point column here. There's a shot by Moscow, goes right into the webbings of Redmond. He holds on, but a couple of stalwarts behind the bench there, Svoboda and Nick Boyarski, so I'm sure that they will be talking about what they need to do moving forward here. And a little bit of contrasting styles between those two coaches as well.
Yeah, they do. Tyler's had a little bit of a physical mindset. Oh, man, what a great shot there. But Svoboda has that mindset of you go take it to him. And Nick Boyarski has a, hey, let's puck possession, make sure we keep it wide, let's move it back and forth and use the corners of the floor more.
So that was Charlie Combs on the shot. 8-2 now our score. And remember, an 8-goal spread is a mercy, and it seems that the Snipers are pining for that at this point as they're relentless with the pressure in the offensive end.
Well, one thing that happens when you have a mercy is you don't have any more goals going against you, and with that goals against being such an important tiebreaker, they have 4 right now after day 1. Still 3 minutes to go. They want to keep it at 4.
Anytime you can end a game early, prevent injury, prevent fatigue. A 6-goal spread at this point. Tristan Gonzalez with the puck, feeds it back down low to Aldrich. And again, this team, Konixx, not a dearth of talent, if you will, just trying to break out the kinks and come together. That was Kendall, had it out in front, knocked away. Gonzalez steps into a shot that flutters in and gloved there by Redmond, and Redmond just casually tosses it over into the face-off circle. We'll have the face-off there to his left, 2:30 left to go here in period number 2. 8-2 our score, Snipers on top.
Yeah, I think you may have a few players on this Konixx team push back at your not a dearth of talent comment when because if you do look at the roster with Aldrich, with Cripps, with Parker Moskal, with Kozlowski, with McCollum.
Well, that's my point. They aren't lacking talent.
Okay.
So there is not a dearth of talent. Dearth meaning a lack of talent.
Yes.
So definitely some familiar names and faces here on this team. Combs has it in the neutral zone. Almost had his pocket picked there by Kendall, but able to feel the pressure and wheel it back down to Bruce. Bruce wants the puck back. Here he comes with it now. Bruce up ahead. It's a 2-on-1 with Combs. Bruce steps into a shot, and that one goes off the glove of McCollum. Combs up on it first, and he just buzzes Andy Cripps off his backside, and Cripps frustratingly heads towards the bench. 1:42 left to go here in our second half. Kramer with it from behind his own net up across the red line, working one-on-one. Gets a little screen up front by Combs. Shot goes off the side of the net. Combs has just tracked down every loose puck on the offensive end. Look at that. Two players. Finally, they come away with the puck, but it took two of them to get him off the stick of Jack Combs. Moskal slams on the brakes. Tries to flip it all the way back, and Combs intercepts. Lazy pass there by Parker. Combs working into the slot, leaving it off there for Thompson. Thompson thought about a shot, now retreats as we close in on 1 minute left to go here in the second half, as the Snipers are going to just kind of continue to wheel off some time. So Suture now finally breaks back up the other way. Just a mere formality here at this point. The Labeda Snipers will pick up 2 more points. They are leading this hockey game 8-2. Let's see if that's where the score ends. Long pass up ahead to Combs. Combs leaves it off for Thompson, knocked away. Here comes Moskal. Moskal wants something here. Moskal up across the red line. Stepping in, trying to go wide on Combs. Moskal fed it out front. Here's a chance there by Aldrich. It's swept into the corner. The horn sounds, and that will do it here for our hockey game. And in NARCh Pro round robin play, our final score here from the Arena Rink at the 2017 East Coast NARCh Finals. The Labeda Snipers 8, the Konixx RV E.L.E 2. So 2 more points on the board for the Snipers. For Alex Morrison, I'm Jeremy Ellis. Your final score here, 8-2 from the Hershey Center.